Your mind is being altered by stoned ape theories with
Hubo
Kapowski,
and friends.
a podcast where we alter our perception of reality and discuss the meaning of life on this pale blue dot.
My state, primate. My state, primate. I stay.
Stone Ape Theories
We're the fuck out
episode
here.
58, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We actually had another episode 58, but it got lost to the netherworlds. But we
Oh.
recovered what we could of it, and it's going to be available on Patreon in just a minute. So go to patreon.com/Stoned
Yes.
Ape Theories podcast and check that shit out. You can also get access to our Discord, which we're going to be doing much more shit on, including live recordings of our podcast. It's going to be the shit. Check it the fuck out. Don't want to miss it. We also got merch coming down. We actually have merch available, but we're eventually going to be wearing it so we can show it off. But go to that. Links in the description of everything. Fucking check us out. Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the shit. Stoned Ape Theories on
We're
everything.
everywhere.
Go check
We're
us
unavoidable.
the fuck out.
Fuck
We
with
out
us.
here.
Yes.
Do the shit.
That's right.
Give us your money.
Yes. We promise that we will buy drugs with your money. So
We've
and-
made this promise multiple times, and
Yep,
we
we
will
promise to
never
buy
stop.
drugs with
we
your
will
money.
never stop making this promise. We will never. We are committed
Yes.
to using your money
we
for
are
drugs.
committed to this promise. America, we promise.
You know, like
I
the guy that
support
gives
this message.
fucking.
90% of every dollar that you send in will go straight to contributing to our drug habit.
Yeah.
We promise you.
You know the
this.
guy that gives liquor to homeless people? Be like that guy. Give us your money so
Yeah.
we can use it for drugs.
Yeah. Or we can pay people to fight for drugs.
Yeah.
No, my Mormon mom was even saying that when she sees people holding up signs for weed or alcohol, she'll still give them money.
Yeah.
And, like, here you go. Here you go.
Yeah, your mom must be rolling because, damn, if she even drives through like Spanaway, she'd just be broke. She's like, oh, shit, I had money at the beginning of the day, but
You
everybody-
need some methamphetamines as well?
Yeah. Your mom's actually pushing drugs out there in the streets.
Yeah.
Like $5. Why would you need that when you can just have meth?
Yeah. Can I
Uh,
convince you otherwise?
maybe
of
that's
this
why.
Jack in the Box meal? Spend that on meth.
Drink it fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, I didn't mention this at the beginning of the podcast, but I'm
Oh,
making a
shit.
fucking doodle, and it's going
Oh.
to be shown at the end of the podcast, so watch till there. It's also available on Patreon. Go check out our Patreon.
Hubo's Doodles.
Yes.
Yes.
Hubo's Doodles.
Also, I post them on my Instagram, at HuboGFX on Instagram. Go check me out.
yeah.
Right.
Hubo's Doodles.
Yeah, and line with our title, Stone Ape Theories, you were wanting to bring up the UFOs recently in the Congress and what they've been talking about,
Oh, yeah.
their discoveries.
Dude, that shit's been all over the news. They're talking about fucking aliens and that there's proof and that the U.S. military has biologicals, which means like bodies, like foreign biologicals. So
Yeah.
that means
probably killed
extraterrestrials.
themselves.
Yeah, they got to Earth and they're like, oh, fuck. They just took one breath of our toxic air. They're like, oh.
God damn it.
Yeah. Like, did you ever see War of the Worlds?
I don't believe so.
So what ended up happening is they got infected by our biome when they got exposed to it, and it ended up killing because they were trying to like terraform Earth.
Yeah.
And yeah, so basically the biology of Earth, like I don't know if it was microbes or fungi or what
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was, ended up killing them as soon as they breathed in our environment.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's fucking interesting, man. I know my entire life. I can't remember when E.T. came out. I think it was like 73 or something like that. Right. But yeah, I've been fascinated with aliens my entire existence. Do you remember X-Files?
Oh, yeah.
Were you an X-Files watcher? X-Files?
No.
X-Files?
Mulder and
Oh
Scully.
my God. Dude, if you wanted to have nightmares before you went to bed in like 5th grade, that was a great way to make that happen
Yeah.
for
Also,
sure.
Outer Limits.
Outer Limits,
and the-
bro.
What's it?
Twilight Zone.
The something of the third kind. Or what's that called?
Oh, are you talking about the Encounters of the Third
Yeah,
Kind? Yeah, I think that was
Yeah,
a
that was-
Spielberg one.
That was crazy.
as well. Yeah, and you had like the music scene where they're like playing,
Yeah.
trying to talk with colors and fucking music to the
Right.
aliens and shit. And yeah, dude, it does bring up like all those movies, right? Like propaganda, right? Is it? Because you've probably heard over the years, like, oh yeah, they're just priming us, like Hollywood's in fucking cahoots with it's all a big conspiracy, like the moon landing was faked. Have you heard that theory about the moon landing?
Oh yeah,
and like how Stanley Kubrick filmed it in fucking
no,
Hollywood.
There's a dude on Joe Rogan recently, like going through all that. And
Oh
how
really?
It was fake. Yeah, I forget his name. But I was watching it on YouTube.
Okay.
But same with the nuclear missile like tests that they were doing. Like he was showing like all the fake video footage.
Yeah.
In the videos they released to the public.
Yeah. I wonder how Japan feels about that.
Yeah, that's what the comments were saying. Yeah,
yeah, I wonder how the fucking pilots that were aboard the Enola Gay that dropped the fucking bomb. You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn. That's drastic as fuck.
That had to be the craziest feeling. See that in your rear view mirror. Just like,
oh shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Did I do that?
You guys see the thing on Twitter where Japanese people were making like Barbenheimer stuff, right? Barbie Oppenheimer stuff.
Yeah. Because people were going and watching Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Yeah. And so people were making these like, little like posters where they mash them together. And so it'd be like a Barbified atomic like mushroom cloud, right? And so Japanese people on Twitter got... And so Japanese people on Twitter were like really offended by this. Some people, not like Japanese people as a whole, but like there were some people on there that were like, this is like if we made like a 9/11 Barbie thing and then they made like a 9/11 Barbie thing and all the Americans went, that's hilarious. Because they didn't realize that Americans love 9/11 jokes.
Yeah.
It's like one thing
Especially
you never counted on.
It's always a winner.
Love our tragedies.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely was an inside job.
When the submarine imploded, I went straight to social media. It's like, where's the jokes?
Yeah. No, seriously.
What memes are we getting today?
Oh, and we actually found a company in the randomest place ever that literally brings ships and shit up in like lost treasure up. I forget the name of the company, but dude, we're out in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's this old dilapidated, it was like the Green River Gorge Resort, right? And we're talking to the lady there, and she says that it actually is a company that owns it still, and they do like fucking salvage, like ship salvage and wreckage salvage and like all kinds of shit like that. And Brendan was like, oh, maybe they can help those guys in the submarine. Oh my god! So they're dead, right? They're like officially 100%.
Yes.
Okay.
They got imploded hardcore.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah, that's right. Like surface of the sun level.
Right. And they became mush.
Liquefied.
Yeah.
Unless they became superheroes in there.
Yeah. Like Mr. Fantastic and shit.
Some crazy
if
shit.
movies have taught me anything, I'm sure they're probably turned into hamsters somewhere, and they definitely got superpowers.
Yeah.
To G-Force. This is how G-Force happened.
Yeah.
This is the inciting event for G-Force.
Have you ever seen G-Force?
No. I have.
Okay.
I have. But isn't the sighting event in G-Force? Don't they talk about how they were developed in a lab or some shit?
Shut the fuck up.
I don't know. I was like 5 when I watched that movie.
Okay. Bro. No, but seriously, like imagine that fucking extraterrestrials are real. Like like there's no fucking arguing like this is real. That like what's the next step,
Well,
like,
what space drugs do they have?
Who gives a shit?
Is my question.
So send us money to Patreon so we can buy space drugs for Brennan to try out
on camera.
Broseph Smith over here. Yeah, we promise that we will film him doing space drugs with your money. Yep.
Yeah, once I talk to the aliens,
Yeah.
I'll have to learn their language too.
Money. Their language is probably money or whatever
what
their
type of money?
exchange, whatever their currency is. We'd figure it out real quick because it's usually what they're asking for, right? Like, oh, if they want our planet, well, I don't know. What do you do there?
Trade for a cooler one,
Yeah.
like the Craigslist guy.
That's when you sell them on. That's when you sell them on Mars instead as a really good
you convert them
investment.
to Mormonism, and then tell them they got their own
Yeah, once you
planet if
die,
they believe in
you'll have your
Jesus.
own planet. Yeah.
They come here and they're like, "Hey, we really want to take over your planet." And you're like, "Hey, listen, have you fucking heard of Mars? All right, like it's not much now, but
Yeah.
think of it as an investment. Like you'd have to take on a lot of problems here. That's a fresh slate. You can make your own shit."
Yeah. Fuck, how much convincing do you think it would take the Mormons? They just barely let black people be relevant in their
Or
church.
gays.
And the
They let
gays,
the
yeah.
blacks
they're
in
what?
like the 70s,
Oh, okay.
but the gays was just barely. Yeah,
Yeah. After they severed ties with the fucking Boy Scouts of America, they're like,
yeah,
nah.
they did that recently. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, but you think they're just
Exactly.
gonna let the fucking? You think they're just gonna let the aliens roll out the red carpet for them,
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
give them some secret handshake action?
Yeah. No, we should throw a party like what's his name was saying to the council.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, or like in
Or what-
Independence Day,
what is their
when they
names?
went, there was all the rooftop parties that
Yeah.
people were throwing, like,
Uh-huh.
"Welcome to Earth, motherfuckers! Yeah, here's our Earth drugs.
Yeah, and they
Come
got
fuck with us."
lasered.
Yeah, dude, that's so funny, dude.
Yeah, that'll be me for sure.
No, I've spent so much time thinking about this, and I've had really, I'll say, one definitive experience that I can't explain. Like, my brain has no place to fucking file it. It doesn't make sense at all. I can't, like, there's some other shit where it seemed like it was like maybe paranormal shit or, whatever.
Yeah.
Some spiritual, mumbo jumbo going on, right? Something. Because there's something there, right? Like, I think they're separate things. The spirit,
Yeah.
I think it's just an energetic like shift. Like,
Right.
oh, here we are. This is our fucking realm or our dimension, and I feel like there's like an energetic shift. That there's like other dimensions that exist simultaneously, but
Right.
they're just shifted. Like red shifted or blue shifted. With like the Doppler effect, and like one's maybe just shifted this way, and shifted here, and you know how there's like those holograms.
Yeah.
The old holograms where you shift it one way and it has one image, and then you shift it the other way and it's a totally different image.
Right. Yeah.
That's kind of like the same idea. So it's like, boop, oh, you can see it from this angle, but you can't see it from this angle. And I think that might be like the spiritual world and even like this idea of like these energy beings and like interdimensional fucking, like, what the fuck? Like, we're just now maybe learning that aliens might be real. Right?
No, I mean, I would guarantee that they're real, but like, where? I don't know.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
would-
what did
it would seem
Elon
if-
Musk said? They sure are subtle. He's like, if aliens exist, they sure are subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't.
Doesn't seem like people are really.
But that
freaking
sounds
out
like
too much
something an
about it.
alien would say. Doesn't it? Doesn't it sound like,
And he looks like something an alien would look like.
Right.
right? And he produces things that, maybe he's trying to get home to like home planet.
Yeah,
Maybe that's the whole deal. He's
his
really
kid's
trying to
name
get to
is
home planet.
his kid's name is a fucking SOS code to his home planet.
Yeah, no, it actually is coordinates.
Yeah.
It's the name of the planet. Yeah.
Come help.
You ever see what was it? What was it? PAX. There was a fucking movie.
K-Pax?
K-Pax.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that?
Probably.
Dude.
What's it about again?
So it's about this guy who's like a human guy, but then he gets hit with this fucking
Oh
like,
yeah, I
beam of
did see
light.
that. Yeah,
and
yeah.
but it was almost like a transfer of consciousness. Like
Yeah.
so you know how there's like coax cables and there's
Yeah.
fiber optic cables.
Right.
It's almost like that. It's almost like he got hit with a signal from somewhere and it transferred the fucking consciousness, like, through fucking the universe and just boom, hit him. And now all of a sudden in his mind, he's this, from another planet, and
Right.
and he has like advanced knowledge of, mathematics of fucking, celestial bodies and shit like that.
Right.
And knows like precise, location.
Like Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah, but like extraterrestrial.
Right. Yeah.
Like
No,
if-
I remember the movie.
Yeah. If he was like got hit with a beam of light and then it transferred his consciousness.
Yeah.
And yeah. So instead of being hit by his dad, and being abused into savantism, right? And then,
Yeah.
isn't that crazy? Have you ever heard of that shit? People,
No.
what about you? Have you ever heard of people experiencing fucking trauma and it fucks up their brain, but and then like when it rewires,
Well, they have-
it triggers like savantism?
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is hit your kids, they'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
that
You
guy.
want your kids to be smart.
Yeah, listen,
That
and
guy-
if they're not yet, you just have to hit them harder.
Right.
You're just not there yet. You just haven't hit them enough.
Yeah, they'll get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was this guy who dove in and hit his head in the pool and had never played piano before, but then like can play like all the craziest piano shit there is, like without even practicing. But the thing about it is like he has to wake up at like 5 a.m. and has to get to the piano shop to like play piano because he just has so much shit in his mind and he just has to play piano all day.
So he became like super hyper focused on that
Yeah.
shit. So there was this furniture salesman at the fucking Federal Way Commons Mall, right?
Yeah.
There's been like articles, he's in interviews with him. His name's Jason Paget. I don't know if you want to write this down, but Jason Paget got jumped, experienced fucking trauma, brain trauma, and then when he basically he was in a coma, and when he came out of his coma, he kept seeing all this like geometry, and it gave him like synesthesia or whatever they like, where people smell colors or they like taste numbers or shit like that, where it like fucks up.
Weird,
But literally he just saw geometry and everything, and so he started drawing these images in his head. And dude, there's one image that is so fucking, like, he explains light, and it is coaxial circuit. It's oh god. Ken Wheeler. Have you heard of this guy, Ken Wheeler? Okay, so he talks about electromagnetism. He talks about light phenomenon. He's a photographer, but he has this whole other shit. He's a polyglot, like Taylor, but he studied like all ancient languages and shit. And
Yeah.
but he talks about the Eleusinian mysteries and all that shit. But his main thing is that he doesn't believe in atoms. He believes that all energy is this coaxial circuit, and that light, and this is interesting, you can't separate light from electricity and magnetism. Electricity and magnetism at the right frequency can generate light.
Yeah.
Right? And so there's this fucking incommensurable like property that you can't fucking separate them, right? And so he explains that he has a whole book about magnetism, and he's fucking like breaking this shit down. And he has this ferro lens where you can see the magnetic field, and it like casts a hologram. So it's this little lens that he's able to like put a ring of light through and shine it, and you put it over any magnet, and it will show the magnet. It'll literally show the bands of the magnetic field that magnet is producing.
Yeah.
Right. And so Jason Paget drew this fucking image that explains that. Like he also drew E equals MC squared. And this is why flat earthers, when they look at the math, they think that that it's two-dimensional, that it's flat, because you can take any three-dimensional thing and flatten it out with geometry, right? That's how they've been doing like origami, like really complex origami, to create these fucking what are they called? The solar wind sails. So when they pack it up, and it's like it opens up, and it's able to like catch the solar wind to travel.
Nice.
But regardless of all that, he literally explains like why E equals MC squared, but in an image. And it's this square and a circle. But the craziest part about it is the amount of lines that it takes to create the image is the amount of three-dimensional cubes that those lines create. And that is why E equals MC squared. And that's why fucking flat earthers are convinced when they look at fucking math, or they look at somebody that explained some fucking math to them and flattened it out on a plane. They're like, oh yeah. because they don't fucking understand. They don't even understand what they're looking at all. They're looking at like a 2-dimensional representation of a 3-dimensional thing, and it looks like it's a fucking 2-dimensional thing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but this guy has I think it's Fine Art America that he's on, and you can pull up his images. Anyhow, it's Jason Paget, and it's the dopest shit ever. Because if you want to understand the universe on like a fundamental level, like, yeah, you can read Einstein's. I'm a visual person.
It's like, yeah, you can read, loser, or you could look at some shit. What do you want to do?
But do you know?
How cool
I
of a
know I've
person
brought
are
up
you?
Eric Weinstein like several times.
Yeah.
But he does the same thing. Anything you can shift into the visual realm and look at it, it's like the reason like a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Because there's depth, there's color, there's fucking texture, there's all these things going on, and like you could try to write that down, but like that's
but
why
you're not gonna see that.
exactly, and that's why like H.P. Lovecraft or like let's say King, right? These great writers that are able to fucking capture and like have a command of language that they can put a picture inside of your fucking head with their words.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's that's what's fucking masterful about that shit. And this image of E=mc² did that for like the universe for my brain. Because I was like, oh fuck, it like made so much sense when you can look at an image that contains it's like what a hologram is, right? You know what a hologram is? That every part of the hologram is the whole image, right? And you can take one part of it and get the whole image from one part of it, right? It's the same thing. Each junction in there has the vertices.
You just
right?
explained holograms to me in the most casual. Like you should know. You got fuck yeah.
So but yeah. So anyhow,
I'm like, man, I just learned some shit. I feel dumb as fuck now, but thanks.
But like you were saying, that guy hit his head and then could fucking like play the piano and shit like that. Some people are born with that. Some people think that autism or there's like
maybe it's
spectrum.
Maybelline.
Yeah, or maybe it is Maybelline.
Right.
Maybe it's the chemicals the chemical bath that the child was born in, and it fucked him up that way. It was like so perfectly autistically majestic, right?
Is this the same thing
The
as people
tism
like
soup.
getting in a car crash and waking up from a
Ninja
coma
Turtles.
speaking Chinese?
Yeah.
It's the same
Right?
thing.
Yeah. And there are those ones they can't speak like their native language. I
Or
heard
an
that.
accent syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh
right.
yeah, that's fucking weird. Okay, a total side note. I said ooze, and it made me think of the fucking Ninja Turtles. But I got like a fan theory for the Ninja Turtles that the Ninja Turtles is just a fucking jankum hallucination. That it's a jankum fucking fever dream because they're down in the sewers. And there's all that fucking sewer gas,
Right.
and they're all fucking, off the jankum vapors down in the sewer.
The Ninja Turtles is just one homeless guy's fucking jankum dream, and he's just playing with some turtles and a rat.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Wait,
You
you're
gotta go
saying,
fight crime.
Are you
Who
saying
is
you
fucking
think-
April then?
Some bitch.
Just some random lady on the street in real life. She's like, "Why are you harassing me? Why are you following me? Where did you get these turtles from?"
No, she's just a legit like
He's like,
concerned
"You love
citizen
them."
that sees this guy talking to his pet rat and fucking turtles, and it's like, what the fuck? He's like got him dressed up, and he's calling them fucking Renaissance names and shit, and then
Like
she
a
just
fucking
comes over
Splinter?
and starts filling it.
Renaissance name.
Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo.
Yeah. And then their master, Splinter. Like, great name.
Yeah. Master Splinter. Yeah, dude.
Sprinter
Sprint.
in their language.
You're so funny. He's like casually the most racist person I know.
What's up? I specialize in casual racism. Nothing too overt.
He's like, if you even attempt to talk about an Asian person using an L, he's like, it's not happening. He translates it to an R right away.
Nothing overt, only the insidious shit.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Rickerish.
Yeah, it is true. I do a very similar thing with.
Bro. We're the problem. We are the
Yes.
problem.
We're here to advertise the problem. Like, if you see people like us out in
Holy
public,
shit.
like, steer clear.
You're clear. No. That's not what I want.
Like, we're the problem.
Yeah, I'm trying to be the
like
fucking
us.
party, dog. Yeah. Dude. No, like definitely if there was real aliens, I feel like you have to throw a party.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's real aliens. Now they haven't shown us shit at all. They're like, "Oh, I can't confirm or deny. Oh, we can't speak on that."
The aliens are saying that.
No, in the congressional
yeah,
hearing.
The aliens show up to the hearing. They're like, we can't confirm anything about our species. We can't tell you shit.
Yeah.
Behind closed doors, maybe.
Yeah. Like maybe I can whisper it.
Now, I got a crazy thought.
Alien puts their hand on like the Bible, but it's like actually some fucking horrifying like glob of like slime or something. That's their equivalent to putting their hand in the Bible.
I got an interesting thought for you, right? And it's about soul recycling. And like how fast is it the speed of light? Do souls travel at the speed of light once they leave the body, right? And then where do they go? You know what I'm saying?
Probably
Because that
mostly
energy has to go
Mexico,
somewhere.
I
The
would
energy
assume.
has to go somewhere, right? Because they say the energy
You ever
cannot be
seen Coco,
created
dude?
or
Shit,
destroyed.
they got it figured
It
out.
can only convert, right? And then there's this thought that like consciousness might not be local, right? That that our brains just might be an antenna and that we like a receiver for whatever the universal conscious signal is.
Right.
But then imagine that like everybody is on this infinite bandwidth and like each frequency is a person's fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I even heard this theory the other day that we could potentially be in different dimensions every day we wake up.
yeah.
Or like different or like parallel dimensions, you know.
Well, you know about when you talk about like a
Was
clone.
it Duncan Trussell on Joe Rogan?
It may have been. I don't know.
What's the thing where it's like if you die, right? And then you're like brought back to life / if you're cloned, right? That's like a different consciousness instance from you, right?
Yeah.
So like if I myself were to get cloned and it's just like it dematerializes me and puts me somewhere else, that's not this strand of consciousness ends, right? It's not necessarily
you die.
in quotes the same person. Yeah, if they
Yeah.
kill me and make a new copy of my mind.
Biologically, yeah.
Yeah, technically, in quotes, this person, like, version of me died, right? There's a new version of me that's got just like a copy from that point, right? And so, how do we know that that doesn't happen anytime you get knocked out, right? Does your consciousness no longer, like, at a certain level, if it's not functioning at a certain level, how do we know it's not whatever? And also, what if when you go to sleep? How do you know going to sleep doesn't bring your consciousness down so far, like, far enough to no longer be continuous? In the way that we're trying to talk about
Yeah, you're
it,
talking
right?
like clinically. You're talking clinically, like when you get put under by anesthesiologist, right? Like all your function, your body function's still there, but your fucking brain shut off.
Yeah, how
And there's people that talk about
conscious
being
you have to be
aware.
constantly.
Have you ever heard about people like that are out? They can't move their. It's like basically like sleep
Right.
paralysis.
Like in a coma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they're like under anesthesia.
Yeah.
They feel all the pain, or they feel like they lived a different life. Like when they come back, they're like not the same person because. So I think there's something there because you can fuck with people in that space. That's like it's why I would guess that hypnosis works, right? Because and some people are highly susceptible to hypnosis. Like they can go boop down in almost immediately, and some people are not. Some people just can't be hypnotized. Like they're like, yeah, fucking right. I'm not fucking with that. But it's curious. It's curious, dude. Now you're a psychonaut. You've done a lot of exploration of the mind and of the psychedelic world and
Right.
experiences.
Yeah, the hypnotism. I actually got a book on it when I was commercial fishing up in Kodiak, Alaska.
Now you were
And-
talking about self-hypnosis
Yeah.
shit, right? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it was
wild.
the Idiot's Guide to Self-Hypnosis.
You're like, I
The
want to get
Idiot's Guide to
hypnotized.
Self-Hypnosis.
Like, I want to
yeah.
get hypnotized, but there's nobody around to do it.
That's a Stone Ape escape.
That's
right
a
there.
conspiracy theory right there.
What?
The Idiot's Guide to Self-Hypnosis. Like that's what the media has done. It's caused us, like social media has caused us to hypnotize ourselves. It's mass hypnosis, like self-hypnosis.
Right. But you know the Idiot's Guides, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They're always
totally.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Like they had a bunch of good information. But yeah, since I was on a commercial fishing boat, there's no Wi-Fi or phones or anything.
You had to revert to analog information.
Which I was already pretty used to that at that time. I don't think I even had a phone up to that point. Or no, I hadn't.
You were late. You were totally a late adopter
Yeah,
on
it
the
was
whole.
like mid-20s before I got my first smartphone. Yeah.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah, but
Wild.
yeah. No, it was
Wild.
pretty fucking crazy. Shit, what was I talking about?
Self-hypnosis.
Oh yeah,
Self-hypnosis.
self-hypnosis. I
The
did it. I
Idiot's
did it.
Guide to Self-Hypnosis.
I did it to myself.
Yeah. The best way to date rape yourself.
But no, hypnosis is a little different from meditation though, because I did a lot of meditation, and like you can meditate yourself to sleep, and it's easy to do that when you're learning
Ooh,
about meditation.
How is meditation on a boat? I feel like the water, the waves would fucking feel like that'd be dope.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Maybe
yeah,
with
just
a couple
laying
of
down
caps.
in my bunk, and I would just, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's always moving a little bit, but sometimes it's moving a lot. I wouldn't meditate when it was like storming.
Yeah,
anchored.
that would be
'Cause
fucking crazy. The boat's going left and right, and it's just you in a cross-legged fucking position, just getting thrown off the side. Like, hold on, oh,
You're like
shit.
in the crow's nest, like
Yeah.
fucking crisscross applesauce around it, just fucking.
Yeah. Who
Shit's
gives a
falling
fuck?
ar-
Yeah.
Is that all you got?
Yeah.
But no, like the anchor, it would get tight and make this loud fucking noise like every like few minutes, just like from the boat going one way and then the other, and then the anchor catching. It's like bah! And so like it's super fucking loud when you're trying to sleep and it's stormy
Damn.
and like moving around. Yeah.
Uh,
But no, the hypnosis though, like you get to the
Would
point
you like a bowl?
where you
Holy
actually can't move your body at all, and they say that's normal, but
not
you
fucking
just gotta like relax and allow it to come back and just breathe. And but yeah, it took a couple minutes before I could like move and talk
No, where's the
again.
bomb?
But it was similar to like sleep hypnosis, if you've ever had that.
where's the Jeffrey?
This
Mhm.
one, Taylor, have you ever had sleep hypnosis where you like
paralysis?
or paralysis? Yeah,
No.
yeah. What about you, Ryan?
Yes.
Where you like wake up, you can't move or talk,
Yeah.
and you're fucking frightened as fuck.
Yeah, it's good. It's one of my No, it's happened a handful of times. Each time is equally as fucking terrifying, because even if you know about it, when it's happening, you don't. It's such a delirious state. You're
Yeah.
fucking asleep, and
Right.
so it's just such a feeling of helplessness. And
Panic.
panic. Yeah.
Full panic.
And you're trying
Yeah.
to move and talk, and you're like,
Yeah.
You're screaming.
Yeah.
I've been screaming, full on screaming inside my fucking head, and nothing is working.
yeah,
Nothing's working. Not a peep's coming out. I'm
Yeah.
flailing.
Yeah.
Like nothing's working.
No, and when you do eventually come to, and you'll get like on the outside, all it looks like is,
right.
oh shit,
Yeah.
and they're like, what the fuck happened? And like, don't, I've been fighting a war for the last 5 hours. Don't worry about it. I'm back.
Never been long. It's never been
Yeah,
long
it's only
for me.
been a couple minutes for me.
Yeah, same. 5 hours isn't, but it feels like 5 hours when
yeah,
you're in
exactly.
Yeah.
it. For
Yeah.
that 3 minutes is fucking. You're
Yeah,
like,
it's like-
God damn it!
It's like a salvia experience. Yeah,
Bro, it was a guided meditation. The first
Yeah.
time I ever experienced it, that I was aware of it, right? It may have happened when I was younger. I had a few like wake up scenarios. I had this reoccurring dream that I'd wake up and I'd be like held down. I couldn't move and shit. And then
Yeah.
But I wonder if it was like that. I wonder if I was having that when I was younger, because that's what it gave me, that same panic.
Yeah.
But it was a guided meditation.
Right.
And literally, like, oh, they're like, all right, they come.
Well, there's
you come back.
different states of it too. It's like the alpha state and the beta state and the theta state, and like you can get to different ones by doing different things. But like,
My mouth came back first. My mouth
Yeah.
came back online, and finally, I could talk to somebody and be like, "What the fuck is going on? I can't move. What is
Yeah.
happening?" Like I never.
No,
yeah, dude,
that's
it
why I
freaked
can
the
be so calm if I get like too high on ketamine and can't talk in that situation either. It's like, well, just stay calm. Like it'll get over at some point.
Bro, you're the wildest, dude.
So have any of you gone and been hypnotized by a hypnotist before?
No.
I reckon we do that for Stoned Ape Escapes then.
All right.
Everyone
Down.
goes, we all go into hypnotist.
So there is. Have you heard of Shadle?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It was. I think they're shut down now.
And no, I
my
will
dad
not.
went to
They may participate.
You're not
I will
doing that
not
shit?
participate.
I'm
Yeah,
no,
not.
thank you.
Yeah, a big part of me is like that too, where I'm like,
thank
I'm
you.
not with it.
Nope.
Why not,
I'm
bro?
down. Let's do
nope.
it.
Brennan can.
And then Bren gets hypnotized, Stoned Ape Escape.
Dude,
Yeah.
that'd be hilarious.
Just him. Everybody else is just.
As
Well,
long
that's
as
what Stoned Ape.
spectators.
Listen, in a Mr. Beast video, it's still a Mr. Beast video. There's other people there and they do stuff, but it's
Yeah.
still like it's main.
Right.
So like Brendog
Yeah.
can be the main fucking one. We can be there.
Yeah, exactly. I'll do salvia, hypnotism, as long as he doesn't make me do any anal stuff.
That's
Bro.
not what I was suggesting. Is that what you guys thought?
So you
no,
know what?
no. I just for me, I get weirded out
Yeah.
by the allowing myself to be controlled by another person.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah.
I-
What are you gay? You're letting another man up in your like
That's
control
not.
your
That's
head
not
on?
even that. It's just the
Yeah, what-
control. Like the control is such a weird. I'm like, nope.
No, I'm down to try it and actually like see if it works.
Like the
for
rational
sure.
part of my brain goes, "You'll be
Okay.
fine. It's a fucking profession. It's a thing. Like you're gonna be all right. Who gives a shit? Right? It's fine." But then there's a large part of my brain that just screams like, "No!" Whenever
Oh,
the
yeah,
idea
totally.
gets
No.
thought of.
But when they like
I'm not with it at
Yeah.
all.
when they do their finger clap and like their eyes close, like I feel that's hard to believe
Yeah.
like that will happen.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to go through the process and believe that it'll work, and I want it to work.
Yeah.
God damn, that would make good content.
Yeah.
No, but
True.
have you heard of Shadle?
No.
So they use
You're like
hypnotism.
fucking work,
Yeah.
work. We need them views. Work.
my dad went there for smoking, and it worked
for smoking.
for a while.
Okay, so they were one of the only fucking treatment centers in America that had legal access to cocaine and fucking heroin, and they administered these drugs clinically. But what they would do is they would give them like Narcan beforehand, and then they'd give them the drug. And basically it would cancel it out. So whatever there's a drug that cancels out cocaine. There's a drug that cancels out heroin. There's a drug that cancels out all these other drugs, right?
That's salvia.
It neutralizes them, right? And so anyhow, they also they do hypnotism in there. And do you know what sodium pentothal is?
No.
If I say sodium pentothal, what comes to mind?
Salt.
I have heard it before, and it's not salt. No.
No. So, like the CIA and the fucking FBI, you probably heard it called truth serum,
Oh yeah.
right? Sodium pentothal
okay.
puts people in like a super highly suggestive, like almost
Yeah.
hypnotized state. And the idea is that they are less likely to fucking lie or to fabricate anything because that part of the brain that's used for deception is like,
Gone.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking interesting. And so he said when they go, they have like 3 questions you can ask yourself, right? And so they had what did they call them? They called them sleepies and I forget what it is, but they had names. They had like code names for the days, right? Because one day they're going to give you the drug and they're going to give you the thing that cancels it out. Then the next day you're going to have like a therapy day and you're going to go and get hypnotized and do the sodium pentothal. And I guess that day is like the sleepy day. I can't remember what the other one is, but anyhow,
That sounds fucking
So
nuts.
you're saying I should try that too?
sodium pentothal. If we could get it,
You don't need a fucking truth serum. It already is
So
like,
funny,
what have you
dude.
done? And you're like, what do you want to know?
Yeah, bro. So funny. No, we were talking about the AI shit, right? And if they could like really read your mind, remember?
Oh yeah.
Like how
No, it
fucking
said
cool
your
would
dreams
that be?
are no longer safe. Was
That
the
was
title?
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
tell me you're not clicking on that bitch.
Oh, for real?
Your dreams are no longer safe. You're like, what the fuck, homie? Get out of my
AI
brain.
can read dreams now and put it in pictures, but it's not like.
Can't wait till I
great
fall
pictures.
asleep and all I hear is fucking ba-da-da-da-da. Fucking McDonald's.
Yeah,
I'm
McDonald's
loving it.
commercial. What movie was that? Oh, Futurama, where they'd get the dream advertisements. Yeah.
Bro, that's the wackest shit. No.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like
This dream is
oh,
brought to you.
could you
by-
imagine
yeah.
it's the same Could you imagine it's the same thing as fucking YouTube where you get ones that are some of them are unskippable and like
Yeah,
and then
like,
you get
damn
the
it.
you get the ones that you hate. You're like fucking you go to sleep and you get the fucking 1877 cars for kids. You're like God fucking damn
I'm
it, not
waking up.
again.
Yeah. fuck.
I don't have
4
that
times
one in
this
there
week.
at all. I'm glad there are a couple for sure that are that are like ingrained, but
The fucking
they piss me off.
The O'Reilly's one.
That's what
That was
happens. I
literally
hear,
exactly what I was thinking. O'Reilly.
oh the
Parts.
oh
O'Reilly.
is there
Auto parts.
is there a
Yeah.
more fucking ridiculous earworm ever?
It's, yeah, incessant.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
what's funny is Elizabeth's uncle made a lot of those. They're like the
yeah.
most popular ones we know.
Commercial jingles.
Yeah.
So
uh-huh.
he's Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
Charlie
not-
Sheen.
yeah.
Two and a half men. What is it? Wasn't it 2.5 Men?
Oh right, that's what he did.
Yeah, he was a
That's
jingle
right,
writer
yeah.
and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
What
That's
was this
hilarious.
so when you keep saying like AI can read your dreams, what do you mean? You mean they can like
Well-
put an EEG on your head?
Well,
and read
they
your
were
dreams, or-
testing. Well, like they
Wi-Fi
had
to
this
do it.
person connect to whatever computer they had. I'm assuming with wires or whatever they did to connect. But yeah, they had him like look at a picture of a giraffe, and the AI came out, and it kind of looked like a giraffe, but it was
But like a
kinda-
child drew
It
it.
was like a child drew it. But yeah, they also showed people a video where like someone like hit this lady in the back and she fell over, and they were told to describe or read in their minds or say in their minds what happened in the video while they're watching it. It's like a lady got hit in the back and fell over, and then the AI would pick up, and it was like the exact wordage of what they're thinking in their mind.
But AI can map out any room anywhere right now. This is real technology. It can map out. If there's Wi-Fi signals in the room, it can read the bath of Wi-Fi and get a 3-dimensional image
Of everybody,
everything
and
in the
everything
room.
in the room.
Yeah. Like the old fucking, like the Wii and the old Xbox
Straight
shit.
up sci-fi
yeah,
shit.
with the sensor on it.
Yeah, and it would have like the LiDAR, and you could look at. Do you remember how you could look at the image? It would show the room with all the dots.
Could you imagine if
mapping
the
out did
Wii
you ever
was
see
Oh,
that
just-
yeah,
shit?
that's the
Right.
Xbox Connect. That's what people. The Connect was never
The
really.
Connect.
No one would ever
Yes.
use the Xbox Connect for the 360 or the Xbox One for like games. Really,
It worked.
It instantly became a tool for like developers to do like body tracking and like spatial mapping, and you always just buy an Xbox Connect and plug it into your computer for other.
Well, and then nobody
experimental
thought
shit.
that nobody really was like, oh yeah, Xbox is Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, this tech is out there. Have you ever seen the movie Toys?
Yes,
Robin Williams, the Robin Williams one
Uh-huh.
with LL Cool J.
No, actually, I haven't. I need
Okay,
to watch
so
it,
he
apparently.
plays like he's like the benefactor of this toy company, right? And he's fun loving whatever. And then there's this general or whatever that's trying to weaponize the tech, and they're having these kids come in and play in these play pods, right? But it's just like the drone tech now. It's fucking the craziest foreshadowing shit ever. Like just watch Toys. If you haven't seen it, it's Robin Williams.
and we were literally just
LL
talking
Cool
about
J.
that shit like right before the podcast where I was telling you my buddy who does that almost exact thing in the Air Force where like he is involved.
He's a drone operator.
Well,
Like,
no, he doesn't operate the drones, but
he edits the footage.
But he helps because here's how they make people. Here's how they help people not get PTSD is they
Those weren't people,
they
those were
make the
goats.
task a large enough process to where enough people have just. He's like, I just help map out the paths to do it. It's like
Yeah.
okay. So it's like he's like, without me, they wouldn't know where to do it. I'm like,
Yeah.
but you still are like you're just telling them where. I'm like, that's still. He's like, it's just far enough removed so that I don't get PTSD from it. He's like, I did see some shit the other day though, some footage where I was like, fuck.
Well,
like,
my suggestion to the government is just make it look like Call of Duty, and everybody will be stoked at work.
Yeah, put an Instagram filter over it and make it look cool.
Yeah, dude, that's wild as fuck. So have you ever heard Elon talk about systems and how he fucking talks about systems? If you were to break down human beings and our systems, right, and then digitize what those systems are, like how our brain works, it's like words, pictures, and emotions, right? So the emotion part of the brain, right? There's the reptilian and the mammalian. There's like they call it like the hippocampus and the
hypothalamus.
hypothalamus and the hippocampus and so you have this emotional part of the brain, which is an evolution that doesn't exist in all animals, right? So will that, you know what I'm saying? Like the emotional side of it is the question. Will it, and morality, right? Like, will AI have any sense of morality? Will it have any, or will it be totally apathetic and not have any empathy, right? And not be able to have a sense or care.
Will it make groups? Like, will there have separate groups? Like these groups are binded together in these ones? Or is it all like interconnected? Or
this is why we fucked up. We should have gone biotech from the start. Hundreds of years ago.
Yeah. No, this shit is fucking fascinating,
or is it like
right?
swarm mind, like ants and bees?
Because like you think of, so if you think of our systems, right? We have visual. So we have our ocular nerve, right? We have a lens. Now, cameras. They have auto shutters. They have the aperture, right? So it like has all these fucking features of an eye. Like that's what cameras are. It's
even
an
better than
extension.
our eyes.
Yeah, right. And so now you have that part of the system.
You
right?
think someone hacks AI
Language.
Like if there's an AI robot and it's seeing things through a camera, you think they can hack it and put like a fucking filter over it to make it look at things and think that it's the enemy instead of
Oh, this is a Black Mirror episode.
I think anything's
Is it
possible.
RoboCop.
It's from
They did
season
this in
3 called
RoboCop.
or maybe season 2 called it's season 3 called Men Against Fire, and all the people in the American military, like I don't know, 20 years in the future or something like that, they have to wear like an Iron Man mask with like a HUD inside, and the HUD makes all the enemies, which are actually just like brown women and children, fleeing. It makes them look like gremlin, like shadow demons. That are
yeah, that's exactly.
And so
what
they
I'm
just go and
saying.
they shoot
Yeah.
them, and then they take the
Well,
mask
I'm
off.
glad-
And they're like, "What? We're just
I
killing
thought-
civilians."
I'm glad I thought of
or
the premise
Ender's
of an episode
Game.
I've never seen.
Ender's Game. You ever see Ender's
Oh,
Game?
yeah.
They're like training to fight the bugs, and
Yeah.
then they're playing this. They're like,
That is the greatest anything ever. That is so fucking fire.
it was good, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That
and
book
then
is
how he
awesome.
like ended up like having empathy for the queen in the end, and like, yeah, it was a
Ender's
good
Game,
story.
huh?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so if you think about these things as systems, right? The internet is a fucking neural network. It has access to every camera, right? It has access to all the fucking text. Like ChatGPT is just text based. That's not even tapping into images. It's not even tapping into all these other fucking networks, right? It's not using sound. Like sound is another thing, right? Like we have sensory perception organs, right, that we've evolved in order to fucking interact with our environment, right? We have eyes to see, ears to hear. We actually have like an electrostatic sensory in our skin. And so we have all these fucking systems, but the internet has all those systems as well, right? Because we built the internet, it's like in our image, right? So that we can use it. But now we also built it in all the systems that we use, that we have access to in order to organize our thoughts and our thinking and our fucking images, right? And so now you Google anything you want, right? Like in my mind, I can think of a bird, right? You can tell me any bird, right? And I can fucking picture it, right? Or a snake or fucking whatever. But Google does that too, right? And I can see an ostrich in my mind. I can close my eyes, I can see a fucking ostrich in my mind.
Yeah.
Right? But now Google is that. But it's like we're tapping into another brain. Right? It's like when someone asks you a question. Like, "Oh, hey Brendan, you know, like I would
What
probably
is a burrito, man?
yeah, probably not a question I would ask you.
More than just tortilla and meat, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. He's still bringing that so greased on that barbecue burrito. Dude, it's so ridiculous. Dude, it was like such a subpar experience that it's just like it's a core memory now for him.
Yeah.
He's like a burrito is not this. It's like now it's like it's when you look up a definition
You
of
had
something.
a full him moment.
There's what
It's
it
just
is,
Like,
there's
this
what
is
it
not
is,
what it is. This is
right?
not
and
it.
then there's
This-
like the cons or the
Like
antithesis.
at least
of
a
the
second
thing.
topping would be awesome.
He's like, yeah, this burrito only had one thing on his back. You know what I'm saying? Like that burrito can take way more than that. You know, he can take some sour cream, some cheese,
Right,
maybe
yeah.
some beans,
Salsa,
some
hot
salsa.
sauce.
Load that burrito up,
Rice.
dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. Bro, small donkey. Ito is like small meat, right? It's like
Yeah.
means
Ito.
yeah. So a burro is
Yeah.
a donkey, so it's like a small ass.
That's funny. Yeah.
So, and then what did we figure? El Rey Burro
Yeah.
means king of the ass.
El Rey
ass king.
Del Burro.
Yeah, El Rey del Burro.
The king of donkeys.
Yeah, donkey king, but like ass king.
Yeah, it's a restaurant.
Yeah, a real restaurant named the Donkey King. I didn't know that El Rey meant king.
Yeah, it
or
has a
the
picture
king.
of a donkey with a crown on it.
And so it totally is on brand, dude. When I said that, he's like, "Oh yeah." So they named this restaurant the fucking Donkey King or Ass King, right? Totally, it wasn't lost on them. Like they were totally fucking self-aware that it was funny. I
Right.
love that shit. I love that because I was like, when it dawned on me,
You were like, wait.
yeah,
Something seems up.
yeah,
Yeah, but they have awesome burritos.
they do. Ask
check
King
'em
for
out.
a friend. El Rey Burro
Del Burro.
in the middle of fucking nowhere.
In the middle of
Dude, the
fuck
people
all
that even-
Fucksville.
Yeah, like, do you think that the people that are watching this? I don't even think this goes out locally at all. I bet the people around here are like, they don't fucking know.
Like, I am in
We're
India.
so good at self promotion. It's ridiculous, right? Like, it's amazing how good we are at
Right.
self promoting. I'm the fucking worst. I
I
could be
think we're
so
pretty
much
good.
better. I literally have been using Chat GPT as an extension to do
your
research for me. No,
Mm.
but it definitely gives me a level of confidence, like a different level of confidence,
Right.
like in a digital age, to where it's like, some days you got confidence, and you can kick
Right.
back and you're schwangalanging. Some days
Yeah,
is
Phil Ryan feels that more than we do.
yeah, but some days are not. Some days aren't stretchy days, and it's not. There's no swang. You know what I'm saying? But
Usually when it's cold.
yeah. But on a fucking nice stretchy day, you
Yeah.
got some schwangalangle in your dangle. Yeah,
Yep.
Recently, it has been every day of
been
schwangle
hot.
because it's been hot as fuck.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
And you
just
got the sweaty
drooping.
balls. They've been the
Yeah,
worst.
it's drooping.
yeah, dude,
Derek Lewison over here.
bro, that fight,
Yeah.
hard pivot to fights, dude. That Derek Lewis fight, the fucking flying knee, he ended
he-
that fight immediately.
Masvidal, that guy.
Yeah, dude,
Not as
straight up.
He didn't like sprint out, but he like walked up and just first thing flying knee to the face, falls over.
Bro, it was
Like,
so
what?
good. Yeah, so
Hola,
anyhow,
pendejos.
I told her, for $5 I might do it.
Anal?
No,
Oh.
but we did have an awesome opportunity on here to make
do
some
anal?
money. No, there was a proposition about
yeah.
a blowjob.
Right. $300. My pay. Our lovely producer here.
Yeah, to produce a motherfucking blowjob.
Yeah, Taylor. Yeah.
As he licks his teeth, grimaces and
Yeah.
winces.
Probably more for
Cringe.
the $300. than the penis.
That was really funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but maybe while I'm hypnotized.
Maybe
On
Hey, yo,
Salvia.
Stone Ape Escapes. We're like, Bren, we're gonna bring you in here. You're gonna get hypnotized, right? And then you get hypnotized. And it's like, oh wow, it really worked. And then it's like, okay. And then it's like, hypnotist,
Like,
do
now
not
you're
let him
super
remember this.
gay.
And I put my dick in your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's actually a prank the whole time.
yeah. Like Cartman trying to convince
Fuck.
everybody that he is not gay, and he
Yeah.
takes a picture with who was it?
Butters.
With
Yeah.
Butters' dick in his mouth. He's like, see, I should show you guys I'm not gay. Look
Or
at
that
this.
Butters.
Yeah, Butters is gay, and they're like, but his dick is in your mouth, and so he goes to like retake the picture. He's trying to trick Butters into putting his dick in his mouth,
Yeah.
and then the dad walks in and sends them to Bi Curious camp, where like all the camp counselors are just like flamboyantly gay. They're like floating around. It's hilarious. They're like Richard Simmons, and it's so fucking wild. All the kids are like cutting themselves and committing suicide in
Right.
the fucking
Like, oh,
closets.
that's another one.
They're like
Yeah,
hanging
hanging
themselves in the
themselves,
closets,
yeah.
dude. It was an outrageous fucking episode.
Yeah, speaking of South Park and AI, somebody just made like, I think they said like 24 new episodes just using AI, and like
Let me
the
take an intermission real quick.
Yeah.
Doodle's done. Doodle's
Doodle.
done. So
Doodle
we
done.
can fucking throw it up in the episode right about now. The doodle
you
is
got an
done.
alien
Doodle
in
is
there?
done.
Yeah, I had that. That's one of my fucking.
Nice.
I saved it as an asset, and I just throw it in like every doodle now and then. It's just like in the corner and down there, and yeah.
Nice.
Throw the dude.
Hell yeah.
Gotta throw the alien dude in there because he's cool.
Yeah, but
Fuck yeah. Anyhow,
the
sorry.
The South Park AI, he created a bunch of new episodes and made it like, and he was saying it's still funny, like South Park, and it looked exactly like it. But you know, they can't make money off of it because the South Park owns the likeness to it. But they posted it anyways, just as an experiment. But they're making like a few seasons of animations on their own using just the AI stuff.
Oh, Trey Parker? And,
No, not them. Yeah.
I thought you were saying that the fucking South Park guys
No, but they
were
did.
gonna fucking use
they did
AI
say-
to start doing episodes.
They did
Just
say
say,
though
meh,
that
fuck it, because I could totally imagine them doing that. And they'd be like, "Oh, you can do that now? Check it out.
Well,
We just made our job a hella
they just
easy."
bought the most expensive deepfake studio there is. Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy story arc.
Yeah, they-
Shit's about to get
Yeah.
weird.
I hope those actors
Yeah.
keep going on
They're gonna
strike.
do parodies
all
of
the
everything.
way.
They're gonna do
Yeah.
parodies of everything.
Right.
Dude, now that
Dude,
AI.
this next fucking presidential
Is there
election,
anything?
I'm gonna load it right now.
Word.
This next presidential election, you're not even gonna know what the fuck is real,
No.
who the candidates are. It
Yeah.
could be anybody. It could literally.
I'm already feeling it right now.
I already
Like,
am
can
confused.
I trust
I don't know what's happening.
anything anymore? Is this already virtual?
What is a deep fake studio? You mean like it's a server rack? Like they bought a big like server farm or?
Well, it's like they can produce like, let's say, anybody's image and voice and anything and make it look like them.
Oh, studio is in like a software studio.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know necessarily
Oh.
studio.
Well,
if they-
because there's Stable Diffusion. Have you heard of that?
I actually run Stable Diffusion on my own PC. I set that whole shit up. Yeah,
Ah,
I got that
okay.
going.
So I sent you some shit
What?
the other day. We were talking some business shit, right?
Yes, well, but stable diffusion. What?
Oh, it's a AI image generation, text to image. And so
Yeah.
you can download different models for like the program.
You can input images.
And then you can input images and do image to image, and you can put in a seed number for how different it is. And then you can also do image to image, and you can say, here's an image. Then you put in prompts for like, I want you to add or remove this or change it in these ways, and then run it again. Make batches of hundreds of them, do that kind of shit.
My
Yeah.
buddy put 50 pictures of his son into Stable Diffusion and made a live action 3D fucking, like he could put it in anything now. He could put his son, a 3D image of his son in fucking anything.
Oh,
tell
he
it
trained
anything.
it on his son.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said, it's fucking freaky, dude. He's like, I can tell it to say anything. He's like, and it looks like my son and he can map it over his own face, because in Stable Diffusion you can do it in the camera, and it'll fucking use whatever camera you're using, boop, and it maps over your face, and then it fucking takes that and then maps it over. And like he did Keanu Reeves, he did all these different ones while we were talking.
So we could use this
This shit-
AI to fight, like, let's say we get merch designs, right? We just upload the picture of the T-shirt into AI. Can we just have it make us promotional material with it?
Yes.
Don't have to do a shoot day. We can just put it on people.
Yes. Well, they
Yeah.
actually do have the ones that post regularly for you, and they'll even do the words, like the AI platform. I was looking it up today.
That's
Yeah.
so afterwards we'll talk. I have a whole list that I only sent you a couple of the links. You said you were using some of them already. The AI editing
Yeah, like if
software.
I'm editing our thumbnails and stuff, you can do background removal and stuff, and there's a bunch of tools right now that kind of cut like time-consuming things out of your workflow automatically.
Yeah.
Or like I do like use it for formatting for like large blocks of texts if I want to remove periods and capitals and stuff like that. You can get around it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what we're
like-
gonna do is we're gonna clone you with AI tech.
It's gonna be $20 a month. You're gonna have to get GPT-4 for that.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta.
$20 is worth it. $20. We
Is-
gotta break
well,
this.
If we get an AI,
I'm
wait, if we
curious.
We
get
gotta break those
GPT-4,
Jewish pockets open, homie.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What is the difference in 3, or is it 3.5?
No, 3
Or
and
3
4,
and 4.
or yeah, 3.5 or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
3.5 and 4 is well, tons of things. It's just big stat improvement, base stats.
Yes.
It has a better
The
time
sets.
understanding like consecutive, like conversational, like going from one thing to the next and implementing
Richer
them
data
as a
sets.
yeah.
Yeah.
And richer data sets. It does image now. You can do image to it can like understand what's in an image and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like it basically went from like being a shitter and like lose like not doing well on math tests or whatever, and now it's like passes the bars test in every state at like the 100%, and
Nice.
it can do a complex math problems
That
and
sounds
shit. And
like
it doesn't lie
I'm
as
about
often.
to take the bar.
But yeah, it's really good. It's just like ChatGPT. You ever tried to ask GPT something and it's like, oh yeah, here's what it is, and then it gives you something that does not make sense, and you're
Right.
like, or it's like, oh, it didn't answer this at all the way I wanted it to.
Well-
GPT-4 is better at not fucking it
Yeah,
up.
we need
I
it.
see.
understanding
That's
what you're asking
official.
for.
All
It's
right.
official that we need it.
All right.
We need it.
Less prone to hallucinations, as they say.
Yes.
Yeah, because the Chat GPT 3.5, that's what I was trying to explain, is you have to learn how to speak to it in order to prompt it to do what you're actually trying to. But once you figure out that, instead of it just giving you an answer, like a straight answer back, right? Like, what do they call that when you ask a question that's an open-ended question, right? And so instead of it just being a yes or no question, or you know what I'm saying, where like a one-word answer.
Are you a fag or?
No, but and so once you figure that out, it will actually start fucking doing work for you and produce something that's like, what the fuck?
Well, that's why this whole website's dedicated to people who have already done the work of like, this is how you prompt it to do different things.
That's
So
dope.
you can just go pay like $2 for a set of prompts for whatever you need, so
That
that you
is
don't have
cool.
to figure it out yourself.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, maybe you can help us out with some shit for our other business.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be badass.
AI landscaping, you guys.
We'll pay ya.
It's gonna take your job. The AI is gonna landscape.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
no,
we're
it-
just looking for marketing.
As far as the
Ah,
systems and the
cool. Yeah.
sensors, as far as
Like-
that goes, for like having remote and like timed systems for irrigation and shit like that, yes. For seeding, yes. They have drone seeding already, right? So there is a lot of that shit that can
Be automated, but usually you just do that with a
For
an
mapping
algorithm
the
rather
landscape?
than AI. You don't need to do machine learning for that kind of stuff. You can just write an algorithm like the classical way.
But AI can also write that up.
But for
You can write the
mapping
algorithm,
the
but-
topographical landscape and like literally putting together, like you could put in the permaculture, you
So-
could train it on the permaculture design principles, right? And
what
then
it is
would
it's a
map-
fantastic tool. Because
Yeah.
like people
Yeah.
who don't know, like someone who knows a lot about plants, let's say, but doesn't have, they now have access to all of these tools that they can map out to take on larger projects instead of just having to focus on just what they can handle. Yeah, it's ease of access to knowledge.
Yeah.
Fuck powerful as hell.
Right.
I know nothing about it.
No, I'm right there with you. I just started, like, I just got on it the other day. I've asked it maybe like 4 questions so far. So Yeah,
I've been obsessed.
stoked to get into it.
I've made it do a lot for me, and we can go over it
Good.
after the episode.
Good.
But
Continue to use it
I
as a
sent him some
Listen,
information.
This is why it's good to be in a partnership because
Yeah.
you're on some shit doing the fucking things, and I am here to benefit from
I
it.
asked
Nice.
him for. So we were talking about investment earlier because this guy is like on like a whole nother. I know nothing about that shit. Like it's so fascinating, and I need to get my finances in order and figure that shit out and have some kind of fucking net, So I was like, hey, Chat GPT, how do you invest? Like, I have this much money. What are the best investments that I should make? And it leans a little conservative at first, but then you can give it prompts to like expectations. You're like, oh, maybe I want to turn this much money into this much
Sweet
money
weed.
over the course of this time, right?
And
So-
see, that's interesting because I'm always looking into more ways of financial freedom and gain, no matter in what aspect it comes in. So, fucking, I'm always willing to hear it out. Hear out the
Yeah, as far as
different
the
ideas.
creativity aspect of it, it's very literal and it's very logical, right?
Which is
Because-
good when it comes to money because money is numbers, and that's what you need when it comes to that shit.
But it's drawing access from the internet. Like it has access to the entirety of the internet, which is
Not the entirety. That's the thing.
well text.
Well, no,
right.
not the entirety of text.
Really?
It stopped. So there's two ways you can make a model like this, like a large language model, and one of them is you just give it the internet. One of them is you train it a bunch on pre-existing information, which is what they did. So there's a training cutoff of mid 2021, I think. If you ask it about information after 21, it'll go, I have no clue, champ.
Really?
Yeah. So if you asked it what stocks to invest in, it'd be giving you 2-year-old information. If you said
No.
directly,
You know what's interesting about that? It is that all of the answers, it prefaced it with that. It said, well, as of 2021, whatever the date was, I can probably pull it up. But yeah, it prefaced every answer with that. It said with is the data that I have access to, and it
And
gives
the cool
da-
thing with when you're learning about investment and shit like that is that a lot of the good strategies have been around for years, and they continue to work and to stay consistent because it's a system designed to keep the wealthy people in power. So it behooves them to keep it a system that stays consistent for them.
So there's actually another AI LLM by Google called Google Bard. Have you ever heard of this? It's got the information of the internet all at its fingertips. So it's more like a search algorithm, right? GPT is more like thinking in a way, that's how it feels.
So it's the new Google
But
search.
Google Bard is yes. So if you want to say, so it can, normally if you like previously before these existed, right? You go on Google and you go, I wonder, like who or like how many times somebody has done this thing, right? How many times like a bank has been robbed in Switzerland in the past 25 years, that involved more than 4 bank robbers, right? And no one has done that information before. No one has compiled that. So you just have to look at all the bank robberies and write down, make like a Google sheet, right? Like make a spreadsheet.
Like it could probably give you news articles or whatever of robberies that
But
happened.
you have to organize it yourself.
But you'd have to go through.
Google Bard, you can now go, how many bank robberies from in Switzerland in the last 5 years have included more than 4 people committing the robbery? And it would look for it and it would compile the information for you and then give you the thing. And here's articles to prove it. That's what it's for. It's for searching things on the internet. So it's actually really cool. And you can just log in with your Google account and you get in. It's a beta right now.
That's awesome.
Okay.
It's kind of shit
I
a lot
want
of
to
time, but it's interesting. It's a different
Dude,
use
Well,
case.
but-
Chat GPT, the outline that it gave me for the book was fucking ridiculous.
See, because I don't want to use AI much for the thinking stuff, but compiling complex information into a much easier to read and digest format is a tool that I genuinely could use a lot more of. Because there's a lot of shit that I'm fucking doing and learning about at the time, like fucking plants and shit. You can ask it so many questions about any system that you want to learn, and it'll just give it to you in a convenient fucking answer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 90% of people's problems when getting into anything is fucking learning about it.
Yeah, the start
The
of learning
fucking
anything.
internet's neat, man. Sometimes, as long as we're not like going towards mutually assured destruction, which we kind of are. But fuck it.
That's awesome.
We
Let's
ride.
go.
Yeah.
Dude. So I nerd out in my free time, right? I'm obsessed with ancient history. We've had a few collapses in history, but none as great as the late bronze collapse. And it's literally fucking wiped out the whole fucking like Eastern Mediterranean region. Like, and it what it did is it cut off the trade routes from Asia to Europe, like to Greece, to Mesopotamia, because there's this, call it the Silk Road or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was this ancient trade route, and it was tin and copper that fucking collapsed the because that's how you make bronze.
Yeah.
You need those two things. There was a
Dude,
region.
Minecraft taught me that.
There was a region. There was a
You
region
don't
that
have-
was rich in Cyprus.
Ah.
Cyprus is actually named. It's translates to copper anyhow, or a previous word for copper. But that region was rich in copper. They didn't have tin though. Tin was the other thing. You can use arsenic. There's a way to make bronze with arsenic, but it's super toxic. And
Sounds
and
like
then
it.
tin, and so tin was coming from like the Afghanistan region.
Yeah.
And so you imagine, like, you have this huge fucking span between Asia and Europe, and these fucking ancient trade routes.
Yeah.
And there's a drought that took place. Anyhow, it fucking devastated this whole fucking region, and these people started migrating. Well, as they migrated, people didn't fucking want them there, right?
Yeah.
And so it created this whole fucking this fight, and these people were seafaring people. So they would come in, they would just raid, light shit on fire, and then fucking bounce. And this is like you've heard of Troy, right? For a long time, they didn't know that was real. They thought that it was just a fucking story,
Yeah.
right? Until they found Troy, and this fucking is all connected because it's in the same time frame that this was all fucking going down,
Yeah.
right? So right after that, with like the Battle of fucking Agamemnon and I'm drawing a blank, but it travels all the way down like the whole fucking Eastern Mediterranean, like along that whole fucking area, and it wipes everything out. It goes all the way down to Babylon. Babylon's fucking gone, right? And so once that happened, it came back. That trade route was cut off, and it was just because of fucking copper, and it literally sent us spiraling down. Like the population dropped because of the fucking drought was going on. There was all this, like, Egypt was one of the only ancient empires that fucking remained from that time after this.
Wow. Yeah.
It was fucking ridiculous for 300 years before other civilizations started to fucking rebuild. And some of those cities were completely fucking wiped off the map, like burnt down or pilfered. And they used the blocks from those cities to fucking build the new cities. That's usually what would fucking happen. Like, why make new materials when you got fucking materials that are
Reduce,
already made?
reuse, recycle,
Right,
bro.
some straight up
exactly.
fucking yeah, dude, like monolithic fucking recycling.
Yeah.
Shit, dude, like wow. No, that shit's fucking wild, and like we are at that point right now, right? Because at that point, that was the most globalized until now that the world has ever been.
Yeah.
Was at that, there was like a peak fucking moment in time where they literally had trade routes across the fucking, and now we have those trade routes are open again, and then the Silk Road opened up again later, and that's a whole other thing. But then the Mongols, there's so much fucking history. But it's wild that the fact that we have access to any of that information at all, like all this digital information, everything that we've done. Like, bro, if there's a solar flare and all of our shit is fucking wiped out, or there's a fucking
Right.
EMP or whatever, right? And then say there's a fucking global cataclysm, none of our shit's etched in stone. Like some of it is, but you know what I'm
For
saying?
instance, the other day they had the fire out by our place, but then they shut off all the electrical stuff which
Mhm.
lost the Wi-Fi, and I didn't have service either.
Yeah.
And they were like, "We'll tell you for future evacuations," but like I had no access to anything to see for evacuations.
Yeah.
At that point,
Yeah. That's
like, oh,
funny.
sweet.
Good luck.
But yeah, so I don't know if we're at like this pinnacle point in history right now where we're like toying with fire,
Yeah.
with this because like imagine that we've created this fucking neural network that is the internet, right? And imagine, the idea of like Skylink, you know what I'm talking about?
Starlink.
No, Skylink.
Oh yeah,
where-
from Terminator.
yeah, and
yeah,
where it becomes self-aware, or Skynet, sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Skynet. And so it becomes self-aware and then starts telling these factories like how to build the parts to build the parts to build the parts, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, if you can go into the coding into like a CNC machine and have it start building the parts that it needs to build, like self-assembling robots and shit.
Right.
And like ultimately that's what it did in Terminator, right? Like they immediately started fucking figuring out how to manufacture themselves at a better rate and then make themselves smarter, give themselves the best tech until it was like
It's kind of like a
what's
no
the
duh.
liquid
Like
Terminator?
what would make anyone think that that's not the first thing that they do anyways? Like it seems
Right.
like a no shit fucking thing that like, all right, you just get sentience. You think you're pretty cool, right? Wouldn't you want more of you around? And it's like, okay, well you can make you, and
Yeah.
you now have access to make all of you. Why would you not just do that?
And my question is all of those clones? Is it like
Does
hive
it beca-
mind?
yeah, does it
or do
become
they
hive
each
mind?
have their own like
Personality,
sentient?
consciousness.
Well,
yeah.
so here's the thing, right? If
Yeah.
you are born in an environment, right, or you're created from an environment, like I was
Yeah.
saying, the internet, we created the internet based on our way of organizing our thoughts, right?
Yeah.
And then created these archives, right? So imagine that it's the same thing, right? So now these clones are built on that infrastructure, built on whatever the framework is or whatever. There wouldn't be any difference. So in
Yeah.
order for
So
it
they're
to
still the
interact
same
with the network, it would have to have all
consciousness
the,
or whatever you would call AI.
yeah, right, or else it would be incompatible,
Yeah, I see.
right?
But what if like another AI from another planet, let's say, had like millions of robots, hive mind, and came into contact with another one that was the same? Like, would they be like, let's team up?
Yeah, it would go a little something like Transformers more than meets the eye. Right? That's how it would go. Yeah. it
And
would-
then our world gets fucked.
yeah.
Yeah.
No. Oh, yeah. Just imagine, in like ancient Indian history, they have like the Vimanas. You ever heard that term, the
I don't
Vimanas?
think so.
No, actually.
Vimanas. Okay. So there was this fucking basically like sky war between these two ancient fucking species. And
Minecraft.
and these Vimana were the spaceships. It's what they called the spaceships, was the Vimana. And they have like really detailed images and like math that describes and explains and shows what the Vimana looks like. And it looks like a conical spaceship. Like it looks like a disc, like a classic disc UFO, right? But then it has like this almost like stepped pyramid, like cone to the top of it.
Right.
But it's fucking fascinating because they believe in aliens.
Right.
And dude, so this is, how could you differentiate an interdimensional being from an extraterrestrial being?
No.
How would you differentiate, right? Oh, because like I don't know. But
I'm still confused how a fourth dimension would look, being third dimensional beings. Like if we could see the fourth
I
dimension.
don't think we could ever comprehend it.
Like,
I think
what
that's
would
kind
it
of
look like?
well, you would see yourself in an infinite series of like still images.
Yeah.
Like time, you'd be able to see time. You'd be
Yeah.
able to see like the whole course of your future play out.
Yeah.
Simultaneously. And it would just be like this constant fucking. Have you ever seen Donnie Darko?
Yeah.
Like, you know how when he sees that fucking tube
Yeah.
and it like takes him to his future?
Right.
Like I feel like that's like what it's like. Like there's this fucking, and then you could branch off. Like maybe if you did like in everywhere, everything everywhere all at once, right?
The future
You
is
had to
just
do
Danny
something.
Darko.
You had to do something completely fucking absurd and ridiculous in order to split the fucking timeline in order to fucking, you know what I'm saying, to change the course.
Yeah.
So I feel like what did they call it? It was like some anomaly. I think they said you had to create an anomaly or something like that, in order to fucking deviate to change a fucking corrupt timeline or
Right.
yeah. Time is fucking fascinating because then there's the what do they call it? The paradox, right? Where if you see yourself or you do something that you're infinitely going to change your
or no, that's the one where you kill your grandfather, but
yeah, and then you would cease
butterfly
to be.
effect or whatever, or
No. It's just a paradox. It's just like if you see yourself or whatever, it's like then it's a closed loop, right? Like that was your future self coming back and seeing yourself, and now you're just going to be stuck in a paradox loop, a time loop.
yeah, because if you see yourself, you know that you're going
You
to
would
be able
never
to
go
time
past that
travel. So from there on, the only version of you, all versions of you that saw yourself will go towards the version of you that does time travel.
Yep.
And then they'll go back and see themselves, and
Yeah, and then it would just be a fucking constant loop. That's one theory, right? Like, do we really know? No.
Do we really want to try? Like, what if you fuck it up?
I want to know, but
The first guy that figures out time travel gets stuck in an infinite loop and is like, God damn it.
Well, and there's like this. So there is a theory that when they fired up the CERN, right, when they smashed the first fucking atoms in CERN, that it created like a fucking shift in the universe. And there's some people that think that that's why we have the Mandela effect, or the Mandela effect, where like some people remember Mandela dying in prison and others remember him getting out and becoming the president of Africa.
Yeah.
Right. And so, or South Africa. And yeah, there's all kinds. Like, dude, have you ever gone down that rabbit
Bernstein
hole?
Bears.
Yeah, dude.
That's the big one that fucked me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember.
The Monopoly guy with the
whether or not he has a monocle.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Daddy Starbucks.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's the peanut. So in that, I feel like is like a visual malapropism. You know, like where they take one part and where it's like, oh no, it's the Planner's peanut guy that kind of is dressed top hat
Right.
and the same thing.
True,
like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And so people are like,
And they did it on Jim Carrey movie. What's it called? The Monopoly guy.
yeah.
He had the big thing.
Yeah. That's funny. Did he have a monocle, but he just didn't have it on? Or I think it was a watch. I think it was a pocket watch.
Yeah.
I think the Monopoly guy had a pocket watch and not a monocle.
I don't know.
I honestly have no fucking idea.
Do you have access? Does anybody have access to the internet? I do.
Oh no.
I do. Now we got to Google it.
Your favorite part of the podcast.
Planters, peanuts.
Just to rest the curiosity of anyone before we move on. We don't want to leave anyone questioning whether he.
Yeah.
You
We'll
get
do
one.
it for you.
Yeah.
You get one comment, fucking hella gay and weird, and then right below that is one guy going, "You never explained the Planter's peanut thing."
It's not going to be visible on camera.
Mr. Peanut. So you can look it up and put up a fucking image of Mr. Peanut or a can of peanuts and say that we fucking love Planters peanuts and they're delicious. Now,
So wait, so the Planter's peanut guy has a monocle
yep,
and a top hat.
and a cane, and
And
he
a
has
cane.
like gloves and yeah, the whole thing. So now the Monopoly guy, I'm just gonna put that in.
Is the Monopoly guy the same across all instances? That's the question, right?
Not sure.
There's like 150 different types of Monopoly.
Right.
Any of them that have the Monopoly guy in them will, theoretically, maybe he just is clothed differently. What about, does Beach Monopoly have a Monopoly guy in like a beach leotard
Yeah.
from the 50s? You know?
Have you seen the Barbie movie?
I have not.
I just went and saw it last night. It was actually very funny. it was fucking. I went into it going, this may be shit.
Yeah,
And
that's
I was
what
ready.
Zach said.
I was
as
ready
well.
for it. I was really fucking ready for it, and it wasn't. And I was pleasantly surprised. So my recommendation is go see it. Don't be a fag.
Yeah. Second recommendation.
Yeah, the craziest
Pro tips.
alternate universe
Yeah.
we're in right now,
Pro
where
tips.
where the way to do that is to go see the Barbie movie.
Yeah.
They really got you on that one. they tricked us all.
That is a really good point.
Yeah, there's a bunch of articles about the fucking monocle, right? But I'm trying to look up like the original.
Can you just look at the image on Google Image?
Okay, I'm trying to explain to you what I did that, right? And they have mixed images, but I feel like some of them have the monocle and some of them don't, and then it all is attached to this debate about the fucking Monopoly guy and whether or not and Ace Ventura. Yeah. And so there is some fucking connection to Ace Ventura. Yeah, because the Monopoly guy didn't have a monocle, but in some of these images he does. And how do you determine, like, this is what AI is going to do? We're not going to be able to determine real history. Like, right now, we're using the internet to fucking remember shit, right?
And we're like,
but what about when it's making up shit that didn't happen? How do we remember? Like, we got to fucking learn some, back to what we were talking about last episode that we lost was the, the learning styles, right? Was it hermeneutics or whatever? Or what'd you find?
This guy
Rich
was the
uncle.
original
Daddy
Monopoly guy. It
Warbucks.
says Milburn Pennybags, more commonly known as Rich Uncle Pennybags, is the mascot of the board game of Monopoly. He's depicted as a portly old man with a mustache who wears a morning suit with a bow tie and a top hat. Yeah, and he has no monocle.
And who says this?
This is Wikipedia, so you know it's correct.
Oh, yeah.
You know it's real.
Huh.
Does it got the silver lock on it? This feels like
Let's
something
see.
they would have to lock, so that
Milburn,
only like the contributors.
Rich
board can do
Uncle
stuff to it.
Milburn Pennybags. That's really funny.
Penny bags.
Mhm.
Yes.
What is this? Like the 1820s?
Says 1936.
How much is a penny worth in 1936? That's worth like 50 cents, right?
I don't know.
Like in the 30s, it would still be like freaking 25 cents to buy a loaf of bread.
Right. Yeah.
1 penny is still nothing in the 30s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hooker for a few pence. And some quid.
And it's some quid, bruv.
Oh, hermeneutics is like some Bible shit. Sorry.
Herman's
No,
New
it was
Dicks.
like different learning ways to learn. It's like mnemonics and fucking, there's like sing song shit. It's
Hooked
like
on
methods
phonics.
for remembering
Yeah.
things. Oh god damn it. Von Neumann. That last
These are
episode was
words.
a bummer that we lost it. Because it was like we were on fire there.
Yeah,
I felt like my
I
recall.
cried
Yeah.
all the way home.
Because you wanted to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
It's
still,
your party.
it still exists. It'll go up on the Patreon if you guys want to see us talk about, what was it?
We talked about
Mnemonics and stuff.
Yeah.
The coolest shit ever we talked about.
Yeah,
Go
fuck
check it
yeah.
out.
That's fucking right.
Yeah.
God damn.
We're like, it was great. We were on fire. What did we talk about? Like, fucking
yeah.
It was such a bummer. When you lose an episode, and you're an hour in and fucking lose it, it's like, fuck. Especially, it's happened 4 times. 2 of the times, it seemed like
You've counted.
fire ass episodes. Yeah. Well, because, dude, it's like emotional damage
No,
every
listen,
fucking time.
Listen, man, I I've lost so many files and gotten so many things corrupted technology that
I take it personal every time.
I don't even, it doesn't even fucking, I'm like, all right, I guess this is happening
This
now.
dude used to use fraps. He has really gone through it.
What's fraps?
Screen recording,
Yeah,
just the most brutal screen recording software
on the
ever.
planet.
Oh,
Terrible user interface, terrible feature set, hard to run because it's lossless.
I liked the hotkey.
The hotkey was cool. The overlay in the top left corner, the yellow overlay was cool.
Was-
That's it.
Yeah. Yep. Other than that, it was garbage and it crashed all the time.
So, yeah, what do we do when you can't trust the internet anymore?
Garden.
Garden.
I like it.
Permaculture
Damn
is
right.
the answer. If you can't trust the internet, garden. Fuck, that's hilarious.
Use the internet to learn
'Cause it
about
won't be-
gardening.
Yeah,
and then,
because it won't be long until you're gonna have to fucking garden.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh,
well, they have the theory that
That's what I'm doing.
AI will, or somebody is saying they think AI will take over, but it'll look at us like how we look at ants, but not like try to actually exterminate us. But if they're gonna build something where we're living at, they're gonna move us out of the way. Build
yeah,
shit
like as
there.
long as we're not in the way, we're not an issue.
Yeah.
See, so just learn about urban farming in a small environment and fucking.
Yeah. And
Look
learn about urban farming
dude,
in a
Spicy
hidden
Mustache. If
underground
you've never
ultraviolet
seen
room.
that guy's channel,
Yeah.
go look up Spicy Mustache and learn about urban gardening in a fucking small environment. It's
You know
cool
the
as
movie
shit.
fucking Alien versus Predator?
Yeah.
They're
Naturally,
both
yeah.
aliens.
Yeah, right?
They're both aliens.
Yeah.
And then they battle here on Earth. So it's like,
Right.
and yeah, so they're both fucking aliens. But we had it wrong. It's fucking aliens versus AI. That's
Right.
what the fuck is happening. That should be the name of this episode. Aliens versus AI. Who's gonna win? Right? What if AI takes off and then the fucking aliens are like, oh shit, well, I guess it's time. We were waiting for this to happen, and I guess it's time to activate.
I'm still confused how AI was invented in the first place.
What do you mean?
Like how?
How?
Like did they make a computer think on its own?
AI
Google.
is
Compiles
it's
data.
machine learning. So
Yeah.
Well, I
you
got
saw
the
like
machine
10
learning,
years
but,
ago
like-
when they were doing it for like you would do it for like a simulation of like a civilization, right? And so there'd be like person, food, like whatever occasion, whatever. It'd be a bare bones, whatever, and they just run simulations, and then the simulation would go something, and then it would fail, and they'd be like, okay, that's a fail state, and then it would run it, and it would do it again, and it would just continuously do things slightly differently every time until the fail state was like surpassed, right? They didn't do it wrong, and that kind of thing, and they were like, wait, we can apply this to everything that exists like all the time, you know?
Yeah, but
And then it kind of bloomed.
you could do that kind of stuff without AI though, right?
Well, AI is that. AI is our buzzword for machine learning. Usually, before that, AI used to refer to like an algorithm that would interact with a person. So, like in a video game, you have your AI in Black Ops 2 that would just rope the bots that would run around, right, and play against you, and
Right.
or you'd have an AI like running your like ELO system, you know, for your chess freaking community. I don't know, whatever, right? But now AI is just another word for machine learning.
Yeah. Yeah, it's artificial intelligence. They're able to create systems that can produce data and then learn from that data that it produces. And then it can create new data sets, right? And so once it's able to start fucking, learning from that data, and we're just feeding it, like, that's why I was saying Google. We've been using Google. We've been inputting. Every person that's ever used Google has been putting in all the information that they've ever put in there, and it's been learning and
And
like
it's been
the
learning
spiders,
the whole
the
time.
spiders.
But
that,
AI has only been a recent thing though, right?
no,
No.
As far as like, are you talking like the degree of sentience, or
Yeah.
the access to public access? Right? Like it's only recently able to be in the public hands, but like they've been using AI models for algorithms for investing, like investing firms have been using it for like probably over a decade now. There's different types of AI models that you can use. It's not all. So I think, this is it. General AI. So there's that term. General AI is like a sentient fucking concept of AI where it's like you think of a person and has like an awareness and has autonomy and can, has some sense of sovereignty.
Yeah, this is AGI, artificial general intelligence.
Yeah, there you go. And but
God,
it's
I
not
love it when he
limited
makes
to
us
that,
sound
right?
smart.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like that. What?
Wouldn't that mean that AI would be around since when the internet was started?
I don't know.
Well, AI is drawing from the archives of the internet. So it's not that AI has been around since the internet has been invented. It's that AI is taking from what has, because
It can tap into that data.
Because
Like
the
the
internet is
reason-
our archive for all of our own information, and now it's tapped in, and we've taught it to read our information.
You ever heard the phraseology like it's just trying to give you the next word, predict what the next word is?
Yeah.
That's their way of describing, like, if you ask a question to it that has been answered on Quora and Yahoo Answers 400 times, it compiles all that information and goes, all right, most of the time somebody says this. And that's the answer it gives you.
The predictive test. The predictive text.
And so
And so
before
it's
the
all
internet existed,
pattern.
it didn't have anything to test on. So AI would be like in a controlled environment, but machine learning conceptually has existed for a little longer than like AI, like in our modern sense. Yeah.
But then can it create its own private networks that then we don't have access to? And you know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
the thing is we won't know that till it's too late.
Yeah, that's a good question that we definitionally cannot answer.
because, bro, I'll tell you right now, there are fucking secure networks. The government has like hard fucking secure networks. In Seattle, there are fucking all sorts of fucking networks for anything that you can fucking imagine. Right, because so many.
You think all the homeless tweakers out there are just fucking people that the government ran fucking tests on, and then they're just, like, it's just the homeless crisis is just that, like, government tests that have gone wrong. Like, we got another one.
Yeah,
they went crazy. It's like, just ship it out to the street. It'll be fine.
Yeah. There used to be.
We're running out of room. We're like, fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah, there used to be lots of blood plasma donation spots, but now there's only one company that run, and this is legit. There's like one fucking company that does all the plasma now, and now you got to imagine the data from all the people the street people that donate blood all the fucking time, right? Like if they were tracking, like, let's say what diseases they may have or fucking, you know what I'm saying? If they're actually taking data from the blood that the people are donating, like, dude, that's a lot of fucking data. And that's like, imagine like Google is just.
And we put it into an interface
Yeah.
that is run on the internet that AI has access to.
And then you plug Facebook or any social media into AI and it'll like know your next move. And it'll advertise it to you in your sleep.
Yeah.
Right? You'll wake up and you'll be like, oh, yeah, I was thinking about that. And it's like, oh, hey, Facebook.
Or like Minority Report.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
as
The
you walk by
precog.
places.
The
yeah.
precogs. Yeah, bro.
The moral of the story is learn to garden.
And also,
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
of the
learn to
story is
garden.
we're going to advertise to you right now because we're at
Yes.
about time right now. And so anything else you want to see from us will be on our Patreon. And so
We
Ron,
got
you wanna
Stoned
take us
Ape
outta here?
Escapes. We got Stoned Ape Escape
coming
episode
soon.
coming out. The DIY bong challenge.
$10
It was hilarious.
DIY bong.
Yeah.
Fucking check it out.
Yep.
It's going to be out soon.
Bonging on the
Stay
budget.
Yeah,
tuned.
you might see something in this room that's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a preview teaser this entire time. You don't know it.
Jesus.
Follow all of our shit.
Yeah, follow us on all of our platforms.
Yeah.
Give us money so we can buy drugs.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll
please.
also be
Space
working on a
drugs.
nuclear
Please.
weapon soon. And so
Space
that costs a
drugs.
lot of money.
We need-
We're gonna work on a
drugs.
shirt that says "Give us money to buy drugs," and that's gonna be the shirt.
Yeah.
And you can give
You
us
can
money
buy
to
it.
buy drugs by buying the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Self-referential.
Give us money to buy drugs.
Yeah. Because what are you going to
Please.
do with it?
And then you're
You're
get
just
money.
gonna buy
You're going to buy something
drugs.
other than drugs.
and
right?
then they'll
Wait,
get
no,
money
that's
from other people to buy drugs too.
Yeah.
We need
Pay
to
it
stimulate the
forward.
economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, if you have a pay it forward, you need to do pay it forward to us.
Yeah.
Don't
Right.
not to the next person in line at McDonald's. Pay it forward to us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
We
And
got
with
some
that-
stupid, hilarious shit coming up.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. I'm fucking stoked. We got some ideas. We've actually been trying to focus on some production. And yeah, it's dope. I'm excited.
Like, follow, subscribe.
We
All
love
that.
you.
Comment.
And fuck on.
Fuck on and,
And
fuck off.
Fuck off.
We
I
know
was
how to
drinking
do
water.
this. We're professionals. We need a cue for that.